Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And with Optic Texas officially getting confirmed a couple of days ago, a few points were made as to how this team might potentially perform next year. One of which is the work ethic discussion we talked about yesterday. The other one being though, Rambo, their new head coach, is talking about Dashy. He wants to make sure he's playing as fundamental Call of Duty as he possibly can by the book, and that's going to be key for Optic Texas going into 2022. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do to help this channel reach more people. Please consider subscribing as well if you have not already. Firstly, this from Breaking Point, Mack did a cracking job putting all these things together. If you want to check out right now what are the pro player classes they are using at the present time, this is where you want to go. You've got Simp, Neptune, all the SMG ones for the MP40. You've got also an article here for the STG. And the articles are really nice because not only does it show like a screenshot of all the attachments that these players are using, the crazy thing about this is honestly, they're using so much different stuff. It's actually insane. Like Illy's class is so different to what Crimsix is using, for example. It's really interesting right now. Now, as we talked about earlier today, does some of this stuff get GA? Like, what happens there? Who knows? Maybe people will find out the perfect stuff. But Crimsix is quite happy to have like a lower sprint to fire time, but he's like, you know, more ADS walking speed, right? So kind of like a stock build with less kind of a quick draw effect or whatever. But Illy goes the other way, and he would actually much prefer to have that, you know, much quicker movement speed and aim to fire time, or at least somewhat quicker, but you know, reduce the ADS walking speed. So really interesting what these players are doing right now. If you guys want to check it all out, you can find it down below. And well, let's talk about this from the London side. Glitch number 121 when you get hit markers randomly during CDL matches. Now, after having a good bit of fun here. Now, of course, we're thinking London, okay, they're the final team yet to be confirmed here in the CDL. What's going on that front? Are they going to actually get something to happen? This also I did notice from OD over at the London side and Rex Global side really in general. They were clearly doing some sort of shoot here for next year with, I imagine, the pro players, but also OD, well, is visible in center stage. So I'm thinking they were doing some sort of shoot here. Maybe this is in London, I guess, with maybe some of the guys that are yet to get out there to the States. But hopefully that happens soon. Hopefully the announcement comes soon and we get everything confirmed, because that 12th spot in the league we're going to talk about here in a few minutes time once again. That, of course, is a major discussion point. This also that came out yesterday, kind of out of nowhere, I thought, was this kind of Game Fuel special edition trading card collectibles they're doing. This, I really thought like we'd have maybe heard about this, that this was coming or something, but there's some of these cards that you can get, like for example, the Scump card. I mean, Hex has shown them up to the camera right here. They're pretty cool, to be honest. Now, they don't have any stats on or anything, but at the end of the day, it's pretty cool stuff. And they've got these for like not just a load of the pro players, but also like influencers within the gaming scene in general. We'll have a look at here in just a second. But yeah, a load of the guys have these. I thought it was kind of cool. I'm pretty sure you can get them. Like maybe you have to buy like a box and like 5 of them come in. There's a limited supply, something like that. They don't ship. I don't know where they ship it to exactly, but it's not too far out of the States. I saw people in like Australia, New Zealand saying, I can't even get hold of these, which is kind of unfortunate. But these are some of the examples right here. Like not only have you got the pro teams, the Optic guys, FaZe guys, for example, like a couple of Los Angeles Thieves, New York, but you've also got like Courage, Dr. Disrespect, for example, even Rich Campbell I saw here as part of like the OTK crew that I used to be involved in Call of Duty, of course. I'm sure if I ordered some, they'd probably give me some of these like can cards or whatever that would turn up at the doorstep. But you know, I thought it was kind of cool regardless. It kind of come out of nowhere. Trading cards are a big thing right now. I'm sure they're going to continue. I'm sure the official CDL is thinking about how they can do official trading cards as well, hopefully with some stats on them. So we talked about Castle S&D earlier today. Dashy isn't happy about it as well. But of course, Dashy's playstyle has been a big discussion in the last couple of years. Dashy has had, in terms of talking trading cards, in terms of Lion Man cards, he's had absurd stats the last couple of seasons. The results, though, haven't necessarily been there. Okay, Modern Warfare wasn't great. Last year, though, he had great stats. He was like, you know, definitely a top player, like top 15, top 10 player in the entire game, at least in terms of statistical performance. But in terms of, well, the team results wasn't quite there, right? So a lot of people have raised the question, is Dashy playing correctly in terms of the game? Like, he's got great numbers, but the team isn't doing much. Like, you know, how does that really correlate? That's been a big question. Of course, it's not so easy to say that just because he has good numbers and the team's losing, he must be basing his entire team. But I think that Rambo probably feels he isn't playing the game in the perfect way that he should be. We know last year, for example, Dallas Empire, despite getting outslayed in pretty much every hardpoint, would win a large number of them and were like a top 3 team in the entire game for the majority of last season. I guess on average, Dallas Empire probably the 3rd best team last year after Atlanta and Toronto. So despite getting outslayed a lot, they would often win series and win games, which shows that I think they were playing the game, at least in terms of teamwork and fundamentally, very well, despite the fact that their individuals weren't necessarily on top form last year. Like Crimsix, I think, is probably better at this title, it seems, already than he was last year. Shotzzy, of course, was disgusting. Illy didn't put up the greatest numbers. Like, I think there could be some bounce back years for some of these guys. But it's also a matter of, yeah, is winning at all costs as opposed to putting up great numbers, right? I think Rambo has some thoughts on that. We'll have a look at it in just a couple of seconds. Of course, course, Scump and Rambo teamed up together way back in the day, and now they're going to be partnering alongside each other again. And Rambo had some interesting thoughts on like Dashy's place within the team. He knows what Illy and Shotzi are going to do. He knows what Scump's going to do, played with him before, like a long tenure in Call of Duty. The Dashy question, I think, is kind of the big one for a lot of people here, and seemingly for Rambo as well, as he kind of goes on to say the fact that, I mean, this is a classic image from when these guys teamed back in the day, that yeah, Rambo thinks one of his best traits is getting kind of this fundamental by-the-book Call of Duty out of these guys, and if Dashy does that, that is going to be key to their success last year, and kind of implying as a result, he doesn't really do that right now.
I think if anything, like, Brandon's been the guy in the past that people have kind of put down for like execution stuff. I think Brandon's a great player, obviously extremely skilled player. And if he does have issues on that end, like I'm going to be there to help him and help him get through that. I've done that with so many players in my career as player, as a coach, just trying to help players understand what's right and wrong in a way that that's conducive to them and in a way they can actually execute in the game. So like that's going to be the biggest thing. Like yes, I feel like if anything individually, I worked a lot with Illy and Shotzi in the past. Like coming in as a coach this year, I really want to like get Brandon on the same page as everyone else. If he's not, like he might be, I'm just speaking out loud here. But I definitely want to get Brandon playing a more like, not proper is probably the bad word, more like numbers COD game. I don't know if that makes sense. More like predictable, like not predictable, but like may play more by the book, I guess you could say. Because his skill is like, Dashy is probably one of the best AR skill-wise I've seen in Call of Duty in a long time, if anything at all. So once if he can play by the book like everyone else on the team is, like he's going to be such a force to reckon with. It's not even funny. Fundamental, yeah, okay. Fundamental is probably a proper way of saying that. Like, and now I'm huge. I'm like, that's probably the thing. Like, I would personally say if I had to be egoistical about anything about myself, is I'm good at helping players play fundamentals. Like I've driven my COD career on structure, fundamentals, playing the game by the book, just understanding things and playing them in a way that makes sense with the game and with your team is definitely the thing that I feel like is my biggest strength. So yeah, because it's like this something with Set when I first started teaming with Set, like obviously an incredibly skilled player from the get-go, and I was a very vocal in-game leader when I played. I would tell players what to do and. Like not always, but like if I saw something, I would like call it out very quickly and aggressively, to where I didn't give him the option to do something else. And then if I when I put Sen in a position, like the times it did happen where I was in a situation where I put Sen in a position to shoot, he would shoot straight and he would never miss. And I feel like that's where Brandy, Scumpy, Dashy mix, Brandy. But that's where I feel like if Brandon can get to that point where he's just making the right decision as a team, as a teammate, not as a team, as a teammate, the guy's just like you set him up for success, he will cause success for your team. So that's kind of where I really want us to kind of end up this year.
So I suppose if Dashy can improve his playstyle and go along this route that Rambo's kind of suggesting for him, then maybe he drops out, well, not quite as pretty numbers, but even if he does maintain the same numbers, they're probably going to win at a much higher frequency. So I think Rambo's really got the right idea here. This could certainly be a turnaround point for Optic Gaming or for Optic Tectors as they go into next year. Also wanted to share this clip along the same lines because we are aware that the NRG spot that was owned for Optic Chicago Huntsman before that has been bought out by Envy, or at least the debt has been acquired by Envy. They're trying to sell it on elsewhere. Of course, they don't have the greatest bargaining position there because they know they have to sell it on, and I'm sure the league and Envy and pretty much everyone else wants 12 teams in the league. Now, as Hastro said on the flank last night, it is up for sale and we have multiple parties interested at the moment. Whether they can get that sale finalized and ready to go in time for the new season, that is, hopefully that is of course the case. And if he's confident we're going to get a 12th CDL spot, then hopefully the rest of us should be confident as well.
Actually bought the rights to own a team participation agreement in the Overwatch League. It's not attached to the Chicago market anymore. Actually, I think it is. Don't quote me on that. Like we might still have the rights to Chicago, but you could buy it and move it to another city.
Right.
And it's up for sale, and we have multiple interested parties in the moment.
Just to confirm, it's a team spot in CDL, not in OWL, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, just the 12th, CDL. The 12th franchise. Yeah, the 12th franchise. Yeah.
So what are the odds looking like for a 12th team? You think it's because, potentially we could go into a league with 11 teams this year, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's potential for that, right? But
maybe we're just gonna not say anything so that you guys can be surprised. You know?
Yeah, I mean, hey,
You guys
I'm
are gonna
down
you guys
for
are
it,
gonna get
bro.
poor methods of heart attack with this conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to feed you guys here. I'm trying to let him eat, Hector.
Just a few interesting things here to finish off the video. Firstly, this from Crone. Summoning Circle, hope this works. Trophy system. There has been some talk about the trophy system, whether there actually should be a trophy in this game. Like, do we bring it in? Do we not bring it in? Because some people would argue, as Mack was saying last night on the Breaking Boy podcast, that actually trophies were so good that people just wouldn't have to use their nades effectively. They could just chuck them in order to just destroy the trophies for their teammates. So like actually not having trophies means there's more skill involved in throwing the grenades. But the fact that a stun grenade does 20 damage, that's kind of stupid. Like there is that discussion as well for sure. This also from Zero. They took away trophies and gave us instant exploding grenades, I guess the gammon bomb. So now we can't dodge them at all. I'm enjoying it, the mental challenge this year already. Now the gammon bomb doesn't do all that much damage, but if thrown correctly, because it explodes instantly, there's no time to escape, it is a bit of a frustration. So definitely the pros are not all that happy about this. I thought this was actually kind of funny as well from Bance. Like maybe Zero pointed this out to him because he says you've got to give me credit for this. Well, I thought this was great. Me when I clutch a 1v2 using the bomb glitch, I do the whole Clayster getting hyped up behind the scenes after yeah, nice little clutch right here. It's yeah, just pretty funny like how easy it can be with the bomb glitch. And speaking of that, to be honest, you got Damon Karma Barlow clutched a really nice 1v3 round 11 yesterday with the bomb glitch in hand. But honestly, like he probably would have clutched it anyway, to be honest. This I thought was incredible that Gatak pointed out to me though, because there was like a 20k tourney going on last night where it had to be like 2 pro players and 2 like non-pros or whatever. And as you can see, Karma right here dropped 62 eliminations. Like this is just absurd. I'm not how many this was in terms of kills, but almost a 50 bomb here. And I mean, this is just ridiculous numbers on this team that he was playing against and wins this map. Like this guy honestly is so good at the game. It is a shame to see him retire, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, Karma 62 elims, 29 deaths. Like what more can he want? And this of course is the 1v3 in the round 11 that we were discussing a couple of seconds ago. 6-5 gets the job done. Like I mean, yeah, guns this guy first of all earlier on in the game, and then clutches a nasty 1v3 in the round 11. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. I looks like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you much as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Setting the bomb.
Fuck, dude, I seen him up there.
Give me double up.
The bomb is set.
He's on it. Faked it. Baby!
Go, dude.
Listen,
Let's go.